What's up guys, it's Justin here, and today we're checking out the new ASUS Vivobook Flip 14. This right here is a computer that has many different use cases, whether it is in tent mode, tablet mode, laptop mode, or stand mode. It's one that really allows you to utilize your computer and its power as a tablet, desktop, or productivity machine. And I want to give a huge thanks to ASUS for partnering with me in this video. So for starters, this computer weighs in at about 1.5 kilograms. I would say that for a 14-inch size, it is still very portable, but I just love the fact that you have different options of how it is used. You have the option of using it with a touchscreen or the pen, and generally speaking, I find that the tablet mode is actually one that is very handy, but I also love using these computers in a tent mode because say you're sitting at the dining table, you're eating, you want to be able to watch a movie, but you don't want it to take up too much space. You just go ahead and fold it into a tent mode and you're able to watch anything that you want on this beautiful 14-inch display. On the other aspects of design, the hinge feels really strong. It has this little gap here, and it even has a little sill on the front as well. And so you go ahead and fold it flat. You don't ever feel like you're going to break it, because I do feel like a lot of computers that have the 360-degree hinge do feel a bit fragile, and as it transitions throughout the different orientations, it does so very quickly, and I find the touchscreen to also be very responsive. This right here is a display that is a 2.8K OLED screen, and OLED screens are my favorite. They have the infinite contrast in the deep blacks, really nice and bright colors. I would say the brightness of the screen is also pretty solid, and in addition to that, you have DCI-P3 color gamut, so it is good for most scenarios. Not the brightest screens on the market, but when it comes to color accuracy, when it comes to photo and video editing, doing graphics work, having that good representation is very important. But in addition to that, if you want to also watch movies and stuff, doing so on an OLED display is probably the best experience possible. But if you're looking for like gaming in particular, then this just isn't really the computer for that. On the other aspects of hardware, the keyboard is one that I think has actually really good levels of resistance feedback. On some ASUS computers, I find that it is a very soft tactile feel, and on this one, I found that it had a bit more of a bounce or push to it, and I think some people will like that, whereas others would prefer a more softer feel. But in terms of layout, the trackpad, everything is nicely sized, and I also like the fact from a hardware standpoint that there is a physical kill switch for the webcam, which I think is important to a lot of people. When it comes to I/O, you also have everything. Full-size HDMI, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, micro SD card slot for expanding your storage, and you also have a USB Type-A port and your fans on the side. The actual look itself is very minimal, but what is also awesome about this Vivobook Flip lineup is that it's actually also available in a 16-inch option as well, which I don't find very common for laptops that can fold a full 360 degrees. What I also like is that they've thought about the audio as well, and they've actually focused on the 360-degree aspect of it, so whether you're in one of the 4 modes of laptop, tent, tablet, or stand mode, the 360-degree adaptive audio in collaboration with Dolby Atmos knows which mode that you're in and will compensate accordingly based on how it adjusts the sound. And to me that is great because upon first sight there's no speaker grills on the side, they're all kind of located on the bottom, so the fact that it is optimized and actually sounds pretty good is important, especially if you're just trying to enjoy a movie or a TV show. So this computer is powered by the Intel Core Ultra 7 Series 2. And when it came to battery life, the best computers that I've tested out recently was with the ASUS ZenBook that was powered by the new Intel Core Ultra. And of course, this one is no difference. You have a battery life claim of 28 hours on video playback. But when I talk about performance, the Intel Core Ultra has been a great experience given that it is AI PC with a max NPU tops of 47, Intel Arc graphics, and up to 32 gigabytes of RAM. And I would say that the chip in this computer is very capable. ASUS also has one of the most comprehensive lineups of 32 gigabyte RAM laptops across the boards, whether it is for gaming or for regular productivity. And the difference between having 16 gigs and 32 gigabytes of RAM depends on some of the tasks that you plan to execute, giving you more power, but it also provides massive value with 32 gigabytes RAM systems also being co-pilot PCs, so they're also smarter for your tasks as well as AI executions as well. And I think that this computer is meant for those who maybe don't demand the ultimate amount of power that you might get on an Intel Core Ultra 9, but for those who are in like the prosumer realm, who maybe run like daily tasks such as Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, Word, as well as a little bit of graphics work, maybe on Photoshop, even some minor video editing, this computer is able to handle all of that in addition to a bunch of Chrome tabs and programs open that are able to suit your daily needs. But I would also say the versatility in the screen, being able to flip back all the way, work in a tablet mode as well, and take advantage of the pen and the touch screen is, I would say, for very good presentation purposes. If you're looking to do like full-on graphic design and digital art, then the ProArt series is one that you should look at because it is available in a 360-degree hinge with a dedicated graphics card. But honestly, when it came to daily performance on the Intel Core Ultra 7 Series 2, I thought it was really solid, and the battery life is honestly impressive. This computer is able to get pretty close to about 2 days, and it is just a little bit short of what the ASUS ZenBook A14 was able to get, and that is a computer that has probably the longest claimed battery life that I've ever used on a computer for regular tasks. I also found that because the computer is the perfect medium between a thin one, but also one that isn't trying to be the thinnest, it has really good thermals and ventilation. You have a grill along the side here, as well as one on the back and on the bottom, so there's ample cooling no matter what position you have it in, and I think that is really important. This computer is one that just has a simple look. It is great to use as a desktop and a laptop, but it truly is like your one-stop shop computer that serves as both your tablet and your daily computer just because it has those functionalities. And I think for those who are kind of leaning towards needing a laptop, want a proper chipset with plenty of power, then this is definitely an option to consider. But I think this one in particular is one that I think is very versatile for all, and I can see it being a popular option, especially being available in a 16-inch size as well, with all of the same capabilities. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.